Welcome to today's training video. In today's training, we're going to show you exactly how to calculate volumes of different stockpiles using the RS4 and the RS4 Pro. Let's get started. To start, let's first create a project in Emlid Flow. So we'll click on the plus sign. We'll type in the name of the project. Okay. We can add a bit of a description here. We can just say volume. Calc if you want to. Code library, we're not going to use any code library here. Any folders available, that's fine. We're going to leave that empty. Go over to the coordinate system. We're going to choose the RTBS hook 94 LO29 system with the vertical datum, the SA Joy 2010. Great, so we're ready for work. We're going to click save on the project. As you can see, we have a stable fix. Let's get started. Great. So we have started our project successfully, so let's speak a little bit about how we're going to capture the actual stockpile volumes. To calculate the stockpile volume accurately, we'll first identify the shape of the stockpile. That means to walk around the stockpile and identify the bottom base of the stockpile. Then we'll take another shot on the side, or as few and as many shots as we can along the sides, and then move over to the top of the stockpile to get the actual shape of the stockpile as accurate as possible. Remember, the goal is to recreate the stockpile volume as accurate as possible so that you can identify the shape of the stockpile even when you're in the office. To measure stockpile volumes accurately, you need to measure all the slopes, changes in slopes, and the edges, including the ditches. Why? Because if you don't include them in your volumetric calculations, you will get the wrong volume. So let's go to our first stockpile and jump into the process. So let's measure our first point at the bottom of this stockpile. So we've measured our first bottom bank point. Let's continue along the base of this stockpile to make sure that we capture it accurately. As you can see, there's a clear change in the shape of the stockpile, so we'll make sure to follow the bottom shape of the stockpile. Over here, you can clearly see there is multiple changes in the slopes. For example, if we just took one point at the bottom and one point at the top, you would have actually miscalculated the volume for this entire section. So the correct way to do this is to take a point here, take a point here, take a point here. What this now does, it gives us an accurate slope estimation from the bottom to the top of the actual slope, meaning that your volume calculation will actually be accurate. Over here, we have a clear example of where you should actually not measure a point. So we will not continue down this line because the actual volume is so small. In fact, what we will do is we'll step into this point where this is actually the correct bottom of this stockpile. As you can see on my screen, we've captured the stockpile volume accurately. So let's go to the mid and the top sections. Okay, so we've covered the middle ground. Let's move to the top and capture all the data that's needed. As you can see, there's a straight line from the top to the bottom. And because there's a straight line, it means we can just take one single shot at the top and one shot at the bottom. And that's the end of this training, where I showed you exactly how you should measure the volumes of your stockpiles. So if you enjoyed this training video, please make sure to give us a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or give us a comment and we'll get right back to you. Thank you.